To be quite honest with you, the Conservative Manifesto was a very safe one, very much in line with the rhetoric they've chosen before and letting them finish the job. Very much a balance of a record of delivery and what they've done in government, a lot of let us continue to do this and we will continue to do what we've successfully done before. Very few new announcements, a few nods to what traditionally have been other parties' policies, so investment in the NHS, the Northern Powerhouse, the personal tax allowance, all that. With regard to whether or not they'll be able to deliver, ultimately it'll be up to the voters, and the aspect of telling voters to trust their record. Well, the Conservatives would argue they are very real and would point to the last 5 years as proof to that, because they have been successful in reducing the deficit and reining in spending. So they would point very much to an ability to continue to do that and to find the savings they need to then reinvest in, for example, the NHS. Whether or not they'll be able to do that partially also depends who they might go into coalition with and who they might get their support from going forward. So the Lib Dems, for example, have argued they'll stop the Tories from cutting too fast and targeting the wrong kind of people. So the ability to get those savings in ultimately will depend on where the red lines are in the coalition negotiations, and who will have the longer breath at the end of those negotiations. Arguably, yes, Conservative government, good for business. The track record has shown to be very business-friendly, cuts in corporation tax being one example. The big fly in the ointment, of course, is the EU referendum and the uncertainty that will bring. Now, the business community have said that they want to stay, now overwhelmingly in favour of staying within the European Union, and they might have to make that case more strongly and earlier than they did in the Scottish referendum. Naturally, businesses are trying to stay out of big political debate as much as possible. But if we want to try and avoid a last-minute panic this time round as to whether businesses will relocate or not and what it all means, early engagement and campaigning might actually be a good idea this time round.